Hello my dear students, welcome back to my YouTube channel for the next video. In this video we'll see Enterprise Java Unit 2 and Chapter 2, which includes cookies, where we'll see that what are different types of cookies, what are different parameters, how the cookies works, and also we'll see the program based on the cookies. So let's start with the chapter 2 of Unit 2. So basically we'll start with that cookies, that hypertext transfer protocol, that HTTP doesn't maintain a persistent connection. Each request made by a web browser is made using a new connection. Hence this protocol does not maintain state across the HTTP request. So the cookies are used. So basically that will have two different types of connections. One is stateless and one is stateful. Stateless, that HTTP is a stateless protocol which does not maintain the state across the HTTP request. So for maintaining the state we need the cookies. Cookies are small text files that are created by a server-side program such as a servlet and which run at the web browser. Now see that what are different parameters of the cookies. There are 6 parameters. The first one is that name of the cookies, then the value of the cookies, then the expiration date of the cookie, the path that the cookie is valid for. So we have to see that which path is valid for the cookies. Then a domain name for the cookies valid for, and the need for the secure connection. So that these are the 6 parameters: name of the cookies, then value of the cookies, expiration date of the cookies, then path of the cookies which is valid for, then domain of the cookies, as well as the need for the secure connection. Now we see that how where the cookies are used. So basically we need how the cookies are used and where it is used. So cookies are most commonly used to track website activity. When we visit the website, sometimes the server gives you a cookies that acts as your identification card. So basically when you are that visiting that website, so by default it will act as a identification. Cookies are also used for online shopping. Online stores often use cookies that record any person information as the user enters, as well as any items in your electronic shopping cart, so that you don't need to re-enter this information each time which you visit for the sites. So basically that it will keep the information about the cookies, about the that online websites for the shopping. Servers can use cookies to provide personalized pages. When you select the preferences at the site that uses this option, the server places the information in the cookies. So we need to keep the information again when we are visiting that website for that online shopping for any other purpose. Now we'll see how the cookies works. By default, each request is considered as a new request. So in cookies techniques, we add cookies with the response from the solid. So cookies are stored in that cache of the browser, and after that if request is sent by the user, cookie is added with the request by default, and thus we recognize the user as a old user. So basically when we run the program and when we add the cookies at the client side, so whenever we send the request, by default the cookie is sent with the program, or you can say with the request. So by default it will be added, so that the particular information will be sent to the server. So whenever it will send the second information, by default it will be recognized as a first user or the second user or the third user, you can say. Now see how what are different types of cookies. So there are two types of cookies. One is permanent cookies, as well as the second is session cookies. So permanent cookies are also known as transient persistent cookies, and session cookies are also known as transient cookies. So first we'll see that permanent cookies. Permanent cookies are those cookies that are stored on the user's computer and are not deleted when the browser is closed. So when we complete the program, when we complete the browser, when it will be closed, it will not be deleted. Permanent cookies can retain user preferences for a particular website. It will allow those preferences to be used in all the future browsing sessions. Permanent cookies can be used to identify individual users so that the website can analyze the user's surfing behavior within the websites. Cookies can also be used to provide site information such as the number of visitors, the average time spent on the particular page, and generally the performance of the websites. So that means it will keep the information about that particular page, and it will not be deleted once the browser will be closed. So this is the permanent cookies. Now see that the session cookies. So what are different types of session cookies? Session are, you know, that the transient cookies are those cookies that are stored in the computer's memory only during that user's browsing session and are automatically deleted from the user's computer when the web browser is closed. So you know that it will be stored in the memory. When the user will complete the session, it will be by default deleted from the memory. And those cookies are usually stored a session ID that it is not using the permanent users. It will allow the user to move from one page to another page without having to log in repeatedly. So that means whenever we are moving from one page to another page, it will move by default without having a login page. They are widely used by commercial websites, for example, to keep track of items that the consumer has added to the shopping cart. So for example, you know that whenever you are visiting online shopping again and again, so no need to log in. By default you can switch from one page to another page. Session cookies are never written on the hard drive and they do not collect any information from the user's computer. Session cookies expire at the end of the user's browser session. So once we complete the session, once we complete the program, it will be deleted by default from the user's memory. So these are the two different types of cookies, permanent cookies as well as the session cookies. Now we'll see how we are creating that cookies using solid page. So for creating the cookies, we need to create three different pages. We'll need to create that HTML page, two solid pages. So we'll have that one index.html, second that will have as first solid.java, and third we'll have that second solid.java. So let's see that the first page that will take the information about. So we'll have a user ID, right? So we'll have a name of the the person, or you can say user's name, as well as we'll have one button. So one text box as well as one button. So here we'll take the input as well as from the button we will pass the information to the solid page. From the second page, you can see here that from the first page here, right, we'll take the input from the GUI. So here that string n equal to request.get parameter, that username. So it will take input from the HTML page, and then it will print that value that out.println welcome and plus it. So first two line are printing the that user name. Then next two line, that cookies, then the object of the cookie is equal to new cookie. So that uname as well as the object of this that variable, and then it will be added. So it will be added through the response. So response.add cookie, and the object will be added here. So whenever we transfer the data, whenever we transfer the value from first solid to second solid, the information about the solid will be transferred to the server. So these are the information, and then we'll have that next three lines here. We are transferring whenever we are that when we are running the first solid page, we need to visit the second solid page, right? So we'll have to add one button here, so that from action equal to second solid, that means we are visiting to the second solid page, right? So we'll have to add this link here, the second solid, then we'll have that button, and then we are closing the form. So this is all about your first solid page. Now the second solid page, simply it will that retrieve the data from the first solid, and it will run the program. So how to retrieve the data, that the value which is added here, that cookies, then the object of the cookies, but we are using here that array of these objects of the cookies equal to request.get cookies. So this is the method how we are extracting the cookies information from the previous solid. And then when we are printing here that out.print hello ck0, that is the first solid page, yeah, that the first information about the first request, and that dot get value. So this is the method for retrieving the data and for printing the value. So it will print that hello or whatever the username is entered here, right, and then out.close. So this is the second solid page. Now when you run the program here, that first when you run the program from the HTML page, will have that one text box as well as one button in that HTML page. So we provide the information as a user that Sandeep, right? When we click on the button, then the output will come that welcome Sandeep. As you can see here in this page here, that we are writing here welcome and that plus n, right? So plus n is that that is the that variable which the value is stored here, right? So then at the second page we'll have again added one more button here. So when you click on the button, it goes to the second solid page, but it will keep the information about the previous solid page. So when you run the program, it will display that hello Sandeep, right? So can you see here that here hello that ck0, that data is that transferred from first solid to the second solid. So it will be, the data will be extracted and it will be added to the second solid page. So this is the output screen. Now we'll see that the next program, how dynamically we are changing the color of the solid page, right? So here we'll see how we are using here that index.html page we are using, and then we'll have to use one solid page, that dynamic solid page. Now see that code for this index.html page, that we'll have a method, that dynamic solid page we are creating here. So method equal to post and action equal to dynamic solid, and here we are selecting the color while we are running the program. So here color name equal to color, id equal to color, and we have added some different colors here, that red color, green color, blue color, yellow color, and black color, and we'll have one button. So while we are running the program at the runtime, we click on the button, and by default the color of the different pages will be changed at that runtime. So while we are running it, we'll take the input from the HTML page here. So string c equal to request.get parameter. So color is the input. As you can see here, that color I have taken as an input here, right? And see if c dot equals equal to red. So by default, when we print, when we click on the button, so can you see here that body dot println that body bg color equal to red. So the color of the background will become red, right? Same thing if you are selecting that green, it will become green. If you are selecting that blue color, it will select it will be in a blue color. If you are selecting yellow color, it will be in the yellow color, and when you select that black, it will become black color. Okay, and then by default the output will be here, the selected color is so and so. For example, we are selecting red, so it will be that selected color is red. If I select green, the selected color is green. If I select blue, the selected color is blue. Now you can see the output here. So this is your HTML page, right? So here I will be selecting here that, for example, I will select here the first time I will select red here. So output will be here that color is red. If I select here green, it will become green. If I select blue, it will become blue. So this is all about your unit 2 and chapter 2. Thank you. If you like the video, kindly subscribe my new channel and share to the others. Thank you.